So the stage is set, quite a fight in prospects, I think. Let's go straight back to Telford and rejoin our commentators at ringside.
Yes, it's Richie Woodhall against Vito Gaudiosi.
Ladies and gentlemen,
for the Commonwealth
live
title
on
at
Sky
middleweight.
Sport, this is the main event of the evening. National Promotions are proud to present a contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the vacant middleweight championship of the Commonwealth. Between introducing in the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with the white trim, from Australia, Vito Gaudiosi.
He's got a very tough, aggressive reputation, this fellow, and could put up a real fight.
And in the red
here.
corner, wearing the black trunks with the white trim, from Telford, Richie Woodhall.
Woodhall fighting in his hometown here and with tremendous support.
At the weigh-in at 11 o'clock today, Gaudiosi scaled 11 stone 2 pounds, Woodhall 11 stone 4 3/4 pounds. Your officials appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control for this contest: the stewards in charge, Mr. Charles Giles and Mr. David Roden; the timekeeper, Mr. Harry Foxall from Stoke-on-Trent; the referee, Mr. Paul Thomas of Derby.
So we're all set here. Hardly a spare seat in this arena, the Telford Ice Rink. It's Woodhall's hometown. He's on the left of your picture there. Unbeaten in 8 fights so far. He'll create a record for the middleweight division if he wins this Commonwealth title in his 9th professional contest tonight. Woodhall in the black trunks, and Vito Gaudiosi of Italian parentage but from Wollongong, Australia, and with a real hard reputation, a much improved fighter. As you can see, Woodhall is much the taller man of the two at 6 feet 2 inches, but Gaudiosi by reputation carries a little punch. Good crisp right there early on from Woodhall, and every punch he lands will be cheered to the echo around here.
It looked like it was going to be difficult for Woodhall when it first came out, because Gaudiosi had a very good guard right in front of his face, and then Woodhall threw a big looping right hand, so already he's thinking about it.
Good short little left to the head as well from Woodhall. Richie Woodhall, who was the only British boxer to win a medal at the last Olympic Games, a bronze at light middleweight. A fine achievement that in what is, of course, the sternest of competition at amateur level.
Woodhall's a good boxer. He's doing some nice stuff here. He's moving about, throwing nice combinations. But Gaudiosi looks tough. He's got his feet planted very firmly, and it looks like it's not going to be that easy to knock him over.
Giving away a lot in height and reach, as you can see, Gaudiosi. He's managed to train by this Roman Catholic priest, Father Maurice Crocker. Gaudiosi will be trying to get in range and close down the range to let go with some body punches, but on the way in, of course, Woodhall will be looking to pick him up with crisp punches like that.
He's throwing some nice shots. His jab's very sharp, his right hand. He's getting everything working pretty early in this fight.
Gaudiosi goes down. What a success for Woodhall in the first round, and he might not get up the Australian. I don't think he's going to. It's all over in the first round. Well, that is really a turn-up. Richie Woodhall is the Commonwealth middleweight champion, and that was in very few pre-fight scripts that he would knock out Gaudiosi, who'd been unbeaten since 1989, like that.
I don't think anybody thought he could do that. That was a great shot. He pulled it right out, right from the start. He looked very sharp in the first round, and that's a great result for him.
Being hugged by his father, Len, who's in the corner. Mickey Duff is there as well, and Frank Black. It's a massive triumph in his hometown, the best win of his career. He's Commonwealth champion, and of course it will be ever onward and upward after that. There's chaos and mayhem, everybody's on their feet, and Woodhall a very, very happy man indeed. He sold £9,000 worth of tickets himself for this fight. Richie Woodhall, he's 23, and now he's the Commonwealth champion. 8 of those 9 wins of his have come inside the distance. Let's have a look again exactly how this finished.
Gaudiosi's forcing the fight as he did from the beginning. He's coming forward with that high guard. He's sticking out the jab Woodhall, and it's a looping right hand that he threw from the very beginning. Just caught him on the side of the head.
I must say, first appearance there, it didn't really look that concussive a punch, but of course we didn't have to take it.
It didn't from this angle, but when you see it there, it jolted his head. It obviously hurt enough to keep him down.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 61 seconds of the first round, Gaudiosi, having failed to beat the count, the winner and new middleweight champion of the Commonwealth, Richie Woodhall!
Well, he won an Olympic bronze medal as an amateur, a Commonwealth gold medal, and now as a professional in only his 9th fight, he is the Commonwealth middleweight champion, succeeding Michael Watson, who of course was so tragically injured in that fight with Chris Eubank. And Woodhall takes on that title in front of his home fans. There's been talk of him possibly fighting Gerald McClellan for the WBO title, but I don't think they ought to rush too much with that. And Mickey Duff was telling me beforehand they won't rush too much with that either. Not a paper talk, but it won't happen yet. There'll be some defences of this title here. But Woodhall, there's no doubt about it, has scored the most significant win by far of his embryonic professional career. Well done to Richie Woodhall here. We'll have a word with him in a moment. Meanwhile, let's hear from the two Garys.
2 weeks on the trot.
Yes. But you know, the funny thing about that, it's exactly as I thought. Richie Woodhall is a very tall, long fighter. And Vito would have had to have worked very hard to get inside of his range and to do some real damage. But he wasn't given the chance to do that.
He pressed his intent from the word go, didn't he?
Yes,
You've got to get somebody with that range and that reach and that ability, and as a crisp puncher as that, you've got to get inside them straight away. And like you're right, he couldn't do it.
And that blow that he took, that on the side of the head, sometimes you receive blows on the side or towards the back of your head that do a lot more damage than they would if you landed on the chin. And that blow looks as if it landed on the side of the head, and which made him sort of concussed. And it's debatable whether he could have actually carried on, because he got in a sitting position for us and then fell, but we don't know how badly he was actually hurt.
Let's have a look through the fight. We'll talk over it. Let's have a look through it again. In case you missed it first, so he made a cup of tea or whatever. He is a much shorter, he is a much stockier sort of opponent, isn't he?
Well, therefore, at this stage, he's got the right tactics. His hands are held high. He's bobbing and weaving, ducking forward a little bit more. That was one of the shots that went over the top on the side of the head.
Yeah. I mean, he's still got to find his range. I mean, you can't just walk out there and start throwing accurate shots, can you? You have to find your range, which is why he's throwing the jab.
And Richie Woodhall, he's doing the right thing there. Hands held high, using his height and his reach to his advantage. Sticking out the long jab.
Even if he's not throwing a meaningful jab, he's throwing one to kind of keep him away, isn't he?
Yes, he's throwing one just to keep his man at bay and line himself up till he can find a target. So far, Vito's not presenting him with a target or of any meaning, of anything meaningful.
And like you said, he's not being allowed to.
No. And he's pressing the fight. Both fighters are fighting a fairly sensible fight at this stage. You wouldn't imagine what's about to happen.
It's a shame we didn't. I mean, the Australians, like I said earlier, talk a good fight. It's a shame that, you know, he didn't have the opportunity, but, you know, the better man prevails, doesn't he?
Whether he was caught cold or whether he didn't have luck on his side. He had luck in his corner, but it wasn't in the ring with him.
See, he's throwing good jabs, he's throwing shots. I mean, the 1-2 speaks for itself. That jab is, and a very fast hands, Gary, isn't it?
Yes. Well, a man with such a reach and fast hands and power has always got a real dominant advantage. Here we go. But it reminds me of, I could compare it to my fight with Lewis. A shorter fighter against a taller fighter, you plan a long campaign. Oh,
there it was.
The right hand over the top, towards the side of the head.
Yeah.
Which there he looked okay for a minute. He looks as if he was going to get up there.
His corner, which is a good sign when they look at the corner, but when he tried to move his legs, he couldn't be with him. It wasn't.
Well, he got up then okay, didn't he?
Very impressive, in front of his home crowd.
Well, you're fired up at home. That's why it was always going to be very hard for the Australian to really pull it out, because everything was against him now.
Yeah. Talk, I mean, Ian was right. He usually is. A fight with Gerald McClellan, I mean, it's miles away.
Yeah, see, it may only just be talk now just to hype that particular fight, but we know what Mickey's like. He's not going to fight anybody that's going to present a real great danger for the time being.
Well, we can go over to the OB now. We can talk to Ian Darks with Richie Woodhall. Let's see what Richie's got to say.
And fans all around. There's celebrations going on here in Telford. I don't think many people felt this fight was going to end that quickly. Here is Richie Woodhall. Were you surprised how quick you got that job done?
Yeah, I was, yeah, but I practiced a lot on the right cross because I knew he was going to come in. And it come to a tee, just come on, and I felt my knuckles connected, bang, it was all over.
Because he came here with the reputation of being a really tough fighter, and a lot of people thought it might be a distance fight.
Yeah, including myself. I trained for the 12 rounds because I knew he was a tough fella. But it just goes to show you, no matter how tough you are, if you get it with the right punch, you'll go down, including myself.
When you threw that punch, did you feel that when it landed, some people say when you throw a really good punch, it's like hitting a good golf shot, that, hey, that could have been a knockout punch?
That's right. As I say, I felt my knuckles connect. All fighters know when you've hit him with a good shot, you feel it right through to the knuckles. And he never recovered from it. He was right on the temple, and that's the worst place to get hit by a punch.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but you've created a record here tonight. Nobody has ever won the Commonwealth middleweight title as quickly as 9 fights before.
Well, that's down to my manager, really. I got him to thank. There's plenty of fighters out there who are good enough to qualify for this, to fight for this Commonwealth. But my manager has got me the fight, and I've pulled it off. So I don't really look at it as I suppose it is a record, but you got to keep your feet on the floor and not let it get to your head.
Well, don't give him all the credit, you did do a little bit yourself.
yeah, I've had the 9 and won 9 now, but there's still a lot of questions got to be answered about distance fights. It's all right having quick knockouts, but you've got to go over the distance.
You sound like you've got a very sensible attitude to the whole thing, very level-headed.
Well, you've got to be level-headed, I think, to go far in this game. You've got to be level-headed, and you've got to come out when you know when it's all over. You've got to come out when you come to the end of your career. You got to know when to come out of the game.
Well, you don't need to talk about the end of your career yet. You've got a long way to go. Olympic bronze medal as an amateur, Commonwealth gold. Now you're a Commonwealth champion as professional. Now let's bring in Mickey Duff, because Mickey, there was some talk beforehand about pitching this fellow here into a world title fight with Gerald McClellan. A bit too soon for that, isn't it?
Well, let me tell you, Ian, I really believe that Richie would have to go 12 rounds today to win on points. I must be further truthful. I made that match on other people's recommendations and on looking at the record. When I saw the tape, by which time I was committed, I was really wondering whether or not I had made a mistake. And the one fella that gave me confidence was him, because I sent him the tape and he said, he's made for me, don't worry, I'll beat him. But I knew in my heart that he would have a tough fight. And I thought, if he gets over this fight and he's had a tough 10 or 11 rounds or 9 rounds, he's then ready to fight for a world title. But now I would not do it, because I've got to get him into a fight where he goes the distance or near enough the distance before I let him fight for a world title. But it's not far away.
OK, Mickey, thanks very much indeed. One last thing, you're a big West Bromwich Albion fan. Yeah. All you need is for them to get promotion to make your year now, isn't it?
Yeah, they got a few... They got a few troubles at the club, but I'm sure they'll come through. I've got all faith in them. I got them on my shorts today, anyway.
Well, if Bobby Gold can get as much punch into West Bromwich Albion as Richie had here tonight, they might go up yet.
He is a sensible young man, isn't he? It's good to see that.
Oh yeah, he's a very sensible young man, and it's sad to say, but there was a trainer there, Frank Black, who's been with him from the beginning, that we couldn't actually see, but Frank Black is a very good trainer. And he's in very good hands, sensible person, good management.
He'll go a long way.
He's going a long way.
We hope so. Stay with us. We'll take a short break. More live boxing from Telford after the break.